Hello everyone, today I'll be reviewing The Silence of the Lambs. So The Silence of the Lambs came out in 1991 and was directed by Jonathan Demme, and in this film we have Jodie Foster. She plays Clarice Starling, who is an FBI agent, and she is trying to solve some murder cases. So there's been this guy known as Buffalo Bill who goes around skinning people and leaving them for dead, and Clarice Starling needs to find out who Buffalo Bill is and track him down and catch him. But in order to do this, Clarice needs the help of Hannibal Lecter, who is played brilliantly by Anthony Hopkins. And Hannibal Lecter is a cannibal and has been locked away for years in this cell down below. So what Clarice has to do is negotiate with Hannibal and see if she can get some clues from Hannibal and find out who Buffalo Bill is and how to track him down. So I'll start off by saying that this is an excellent thriller, and it's probably one of the greatest thrillers of all time, certainly from a thrilling perspective, and the acting in this is brilliant. I mean, Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins, is actually one of the most iconic film villains of all time, mostly down to Anthony Hopkins' performance. Hannibal Lecter was actually named the #1 greatest movie villain of all time by the American Film Institute, and I can see why, because Anthony Hopkins really gives a fantastic performance here. When we're first introduced to him, he's next to some cells with some other crazy guys, and they're all going absolutely crazy when they see Clarice Starling. But then when the camera goes to Hannibal Lecter, he's just standing there still, and he simply says, "Good morning." So automatically he seems like a very different kind of criminal to all the other characters in the film. And in some ways he actually is one of the only characters that treats Clarice Starling respectfully, especially when you compare it to some of the other men in the film. Anyway, as I was saying, the acting in this film is fantastic. In fact, this film actually won the 5 major Oscars. So Anthony Hopkins won the Oscar for Best Actor, Jodie Foster for Best Actress, and also won the Oscar for Best Picture, Best Director for Jonathan Demme, and Best Adapted Screenplay. And those 5 main Oscars have only been won by 2 other films, It Happened One Night and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, so it's in great company. But I must also give credit to Jodie Foster as Clarice Starling as well. She is excellent because she plays a vulnerable yet courageous character, and when she first meets Hannibal, you can tell that she is very scared, but she pushes through it and she manages to get information out of him. Quite a few of the best scenes in this film really are with the interactions with Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter. So they have to do a bit of bargaining. So Hannibal will give Clarice information about Buffalo Bill if Clarice gives Hannibal information about her past and her childhood. And we can tell that Clarice Starling doesn't really want to give this information, but she knows it will be worthwhile, so she pushes through and manages to get that information in the end. What is interesting is that apparently Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, he actually only has 16 minutes of screen time in this whole film, which doesn't really sound like very much, and really it's not. But after having watched the film, looking back, it definitely seems like he was in the film more than that, and it's probably just because he has such a big impact on the film, and his scenes are all very important, and his scenes really do stand out, and is probably the most interesting character in the film. Although Hannibal Lecter is a creepy character, for me the creepiest character in this film is actually Buffalo Bill, played by Ted Levine. He is just so strange and almost inhuman. He's a character we see glimpses of throughout the film, although we never really get to properly understand him because he seems completely strange and just out of touch with the world. It's actually a real contrast to the way Anthony Hopkins plays Hannibal Lecter, because in a lot of ways Hannibal was actually very good at interacting. Well, he's good at interacting with people when the scenes with Clarice Starling. He does seem to have a human side to him, though his actions obviously show that he is a very crazy person, whereas Buffalo Bill just seems incredibly strange and demented and a real evil presence. And it is certainly worth watching this film just to get this build up towards the end, and we do get one particular very strange scene with him where the music Goodbye Horses is playing the song, and that scene is very creepy. I think it's the creepiest scene in the film, and it's not a particularly violent scene or anything, but if you watch the film you know what I mean. It's just a very strange, bizarre scene, very unsettling. I think after the first time I watched the film, I had that scene stuck in my head for quite a while. I thought it was horrible, but anyway, it depends. It might just be me overreacting to it, but it's a very weird scene, very unsettling, and just, yeah, it makes you feel weird towards his character. Is obviously a villain. Yeah, strange guy. Anyway, moving on. So I'll say Silence of the Lambs, a very good thriller, very dark, certainly not going to be to everybody's taste, particularly with the theme of it, you know, Hannibal the cannibal. Although this film does seem quite violent, we don't actually get that many scenes of intense violence. It's more the suggestion of what is happening in this film. And I will also mention the title Silence of the Lambs. Where does the title come from? Well, in the bargaining between Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter, Clarice tells a story of when she was a young girl, a lamb was taken away to be slaughtered, and she could hear the screaming. What she's hoping is that when able to catch this Buffalo Bill character, hopefully the sound of the lambs screaming will be silenced, hence the Silence of the Lambs. So that is where the title comes from. So overall, I'm going to give the Silence of the Lambs rating of 9 out of 10. I think it's a very good thriller. As I said, not going to be to everyone's taste. Very dark, and it does deal with quite sickly, evil issues, but it's worth watching just for Anthony Hopkins' performance as well. And obviously Jodie Foster also gives an amazing performance in this film. So from an acting perspective, very good, and also a really good story. So there we go. So that is my review of the Silence of the Lambs. So what do you guys think? Have you seen the Silence of the Lambs? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Please let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.